What's up everyone, and welcome to Jayconomics. My name is Jay and it's a pleasure to meet all of you. On this channel, we take a look at anything related to finance with a strong focus on investing. So if that sounds like something you want to be a part of, then please consider subscribing and liking this video to help me on my quest to befriend the big, bad YouTube algorithm. What's up everyone, and welcome back to Jayconomics. In this video, I'm going to bring you a very safe penny stock in my opinion that is extremely undervalued when comparing their net asset value and future projections to their market cap. You know that I love to find these undervalued gems in the small cap world as they offer lots of potential upside with limited risk. In uncertain times where we saw ridiculously overvalued stocks fall from grace and hard within the span of a week and a half, finding these types of gems is all the more important. Before we get into it, if you want to grow your portfolio exponentially, be sure to check out our Smart Money Squad Patreon. There are various tiers for your goals and budget. You'll get my buy and sell alerts instantly, my weekly watch list and entry points every Sunday, as well as updates throughout the week when I see something interesting in the market, and access to the private Discord. The link for that is in the description below. The link to the free Discord is also there. And now we're also quite active on Twitter, so hit us up with a follow there at RealJayconomics. So make that thumbs up turn blue and subscribe if you're new. It really does help the channel grow. And now without further ado, let's get into the video. So the company that I've been researching in depth and following for weeks now is called Greenbank Capital, and the ticker for this one is GBC on the CSE and ticker GRNBF on the OTC markets. So we're going to break down this company top to bottom. My goal is that after this video, you are able to see why this merchant banking stock could be one of my big investments. Greenbank Capital is a merchant banking business who invests in undervalued exponential growth companies with the goal of bringing consistent capital appreciation to shareholders. Yes, they actually use the words exponential growth in their business plan. It's like a match made in heaven with the Jayconomics mission. But on a serious note, they aspire to grow from a small merchant bank to a large international business listed on the NASDAQ, and they're targeting a market cap of $2 billion to $10 billion. That is their goal, and they've made it very, very clear. Now just think if they can get anywhere close to that kind of valuation. Keep in mind that right now, their market cap is ridiculously low at $20 million Canadian. Now, if they hit $2 billion, that's a 100x return. So there's a keyword that I just mentioned there that I would like to expand on, and that is the word exponential. Greenbank Capital is not a growth company. It's an exponential growth company. Now, if you wanted to buy a normal growth stock, you can invest in larger, more established companies that are already on the NASDAQ. This is why they have the word exponential in their business plan. Their goal is to invest in the companies of tomorrow who will bring shareholders exponential returns. At the end of the day, as an investor, the only thing that matters is ROI, return on investment. It doesn't matter how big the company is, how popular the company is, how great the company is. It's all about return on investment. Now, let's talk a little about how they have been doing that and some of their key investments. So let's start with Stamineer, and Stamineer is one of Greenbank's portfolio companies. Now, Stamineer buys businesses and assets at a discount to their intrinsic value. They look for fast-growing companies with at least 5 years of profitability and proven cash flow. Greenbank currently owns 19% of Stamineer, with a call option to purchase 100% of Stamineer. Okay, so that's very important. At a meeting of shareholders in April of 2020, shareholders voted to exercise that option once all regulatory requirements are met. So they're currently planning on exercising that option on April 14th, 2021. This acquisition will bring massive upside to Greenbank. All right, so the first company that Stamineer is involved in that I want to bring up is Obit. And Obit is extremely exciting and fascinating, to be honest. It's a new asset management platform that brings network effects to the world's top financial products such as gold, stocks, bonds, and crypto. Obit plans on making asset management accessible for everyone in the world. They do this by cutting out the middleman by using blockchain technology to automate all of its trades, transactions, and revenue distribution. Obit is soon to be live in over 180 countries worldwide. The most exciting feature for Obit customers is network effects. And network effects works by increasing the volume of the asset that you hold as more people around the world buy that same asset. They do this by taking 80% of every transaction fee and using that money to deliver a piece of that asset to each current shareholder. So yes, you heard that correctly. You will get passive income simply by holding Tesla shares, for example. Simulations by London investment bank Capital show that Obit users could get returns as much as 75% above benchmark averages. These simulations will be put to the test in April of 2021 when Obit is released. And Obit is optimistic the returns will be even higher. Now, you may be wondering how a worldwide asset management company actually works. Well, Obit is funded and runs on FreewayTokens. FreewayTokens are native to the Obit platform and fuel the Obit network growth by offering users discounts on trading and service fees. FreewayTokens are traded on cryptocurrency platforms bithump.pro and Uniswap. So no, they are not currently available on platforms such as Coinbase and BlockFi and the bigger ones here in North America. Now, they have a strictly limited supply of 10 billion tokens. On November 12, 2020, Stamineer purchased 400 million Freeway tokens for $1 million as a first step in a planned collaboration with Obit. In a 4-month period, their investment in Freeway tokens has already 3x'd. However, the major growth will come from the platform's launch at the end of March 2021 and onwards. If Obit takes flight and catches on the way that I think it will, the FWT token could easily be the next 100x crypto project to hit $1 US in the next 2 to 5 years. Also, massive potential benefits from the Obit Greenbank collaboration. For example, Greenbank will be able to invest in and raise money for clients by tokenizing public and private company shares via Obit, as well as have virtual Greenbank shares traded on the Obit platform, which will only increase the volume and value of Greenbank stock. Top-line innovation with massive upside potential here. Obit has the potential to be an absolute killer home run investment for Greenbank Capital over the next 2 to 5 years. Now, I did manage to find an interview with the Obit CEO. If you guys want to see that, I think it's very informative and could give you a better idea of what Obit's potential could actually be. So if you want to watch that, I will link that down below. Next up, we have Pnh Motorcycles. So on January 21st of this year, Stamineer exercised an option to acquire Pnh Motorcycles. Pnh is south of England's largest distributor of high-performance motorcycles, including brands you know like Ducati, Yamaha, Kawasaki, and Suzuki. They are already profitable and expect to generate net annual profit of more than $425,000 in 2021. Their greatest area for expansion is still to come in the EV market. They expect to be a large player in the upcoming transition from conventional bikes to electric-powered ones. This is a very big acquisition for Stamineer and Greenbank because it allows them to acquire a large, profitable company while still being a launchpad into the fast-growing EV market. Next, we have Substantia, and Substantia is a UK-based property and business consultancy that offers its clients a wide range of outsourced services. On February 16th of last month, Stamineer acquired 100% of Substantia. Why is this important? While Substantia has a pipeline of development projects that will bring a total development value exceeding $1.1 billion over the next 5 years, with $21 million in expected profit. Now, if Substantia had the funding to buy or option the land itself, the likely profit would have exceeded $111 million. This is a good example of the future profits Substantia can bring now that it has Greenbank's funding. Something that I'd like to point out here is that Substantia agreed to the following warrant terms. So 7-year warrants to subscribe for 27.35 million Greenbank common shares at an exercise price of 50 cents Canadian per share, subject to Greenbank shares trading for 30 consecutive trading days on a recognized investment exchange at a minimum of $5 per share. And then we have the 10-year warrants. Same thing, same terms, but the exercise price is $1 per share, and it has to be the Greenbank shares have to be trading for no less than $10 per share for at least 30 days. So this means that Substantia is very bullish on Greenbank stock. Greenbank would need to 12.5x from these levels within 5 years and 25x within 10 years for them to get access to these extra shares. Next up, we got Pharmacure, who has a potential breakthrough drug for Alzheimer's that is going through phase 2 clinical trials right now. They are working with them to go public and will get stock options for this. There is also major upside potential in their other drug pipeline too. So this isn't just a one-trick pony. Now, Pharmacure is valued at just $17.25 million for Greenbank's entry price, and they have purchased an initial 10% stake in the company. However, Greenbank looks to be in this one for the long haul and could potentially acquire up to 20% post-IPO. Now, if we take a look at comparables for Pharmacure, we could look at Anavex, ticker AVXL. This one has a market cap of over $1 billion Canadian, and with a similar pipeline with zero revenue. Now let's take a look at a few of the recent PRs put out by Greenbank, and they are doozies. So first, on March 5th, Stamineer announced a potential land value of between 34 million Canadian dollars and 64 million Canadian dollars relating to its option over 13 acres of land near Gatwick Airport. Let's take a listen to what Greenbank had to say about the plan here.
The Stamineer Group fit with Stamineer and Greenbank also delivers enhanced compatibility with some of its other investments. We currently have 2 parcels of land, one at 13 acres and one at 15 acres, which is actually adjacent to Gatwick Airport, Gatwick being the second biggest airport to Heathrow in the UK. When the land was secured, the actual land was safeguarded by the airport, as normally happens with a lot of airports, for future expansion rights. We've created a narrative with the authorities to actually allow this land to be allocated for employment. Similar land to this that recently got this allocation was sold to Microsoft, coincidentally, for £3 million an acre to build a logistics centre. We've got 28 acres at an option price of £9 million. Potentially realizing at the same price as Microsoft of a 75 million planning gain.
And then, just this past Thursday, Greenbank announced that it had acquired 1 million shares of one of this channel's favorite companies right now, St-Georges EcoMining, ticker symbol SX on the CSE and ticker SXOOF on the OTC, in return for Greenbank shares in a strategic share swap. Now, I made a video that was very well received by most, and that video has reached 130,000 views. Since then, St-Georges had doubled in share price from 50 cents to over $1 and has now consolidated back to the 65 cent range. Now, in this deal, Greenbank also has the option to purchase 500,000 more SX shares at the closing price of SX shares on September 30th, 2021, subject to a minimum price of 50 cents Canadian per share. As most of you know, I am extremely bullish on SX moving forward, and clearly Greenbank is as well. With everything they've got going on, Greenbank Capital is clearly led by forward thinkers who are not afraid to be aggressive to increase shareholder value and reach their goals. In addition to all of this, other Greenbank portfolio companies include 59.5% of Kabaddi Games, developers of a mobile application game, 52.5% of Blockchain Evolution Incorporated, owners of the world's first identification-based blockchain, and 21.4% of Ubique Minerals Limited, a zinc exploration company in Newfoundland, to name a few. Now that we've gone through some of Greenbank's investments, it is quite clear, or I hope it is for you, that this is quite the attractive company at these valuations. If we take a look at the graph that we made here, this clearly shows just how undervalued Greenbank is at these levels. Just based on these investments alone that you see on screen, which again are not all the investments they have, Greenbank is undervalued by almost $15 million. And that's just based on the NAV, or net asset value. Now, the next graph we're going to look at here is the current market cap versus the 5-year intrinsic value. We're looking at exponential growth for Greenbank, and the share price will ultimately follow. And don't take my word for it. Go and do the math yourself. I think you'll come to the same conclusion that I have. So, at a $20 million market cap currently, Greenbank has the opportunity to 2x in the short term, just based on these numbers alone, and getting more PRs out there and getting more recognition. I think this company is so unknown and misunderstood that I do truly believe it has great potential to be a 10x plus stock in the next 2 years or so if things go as planned. Now, if Greenbank reaches their lofty goals of hitting the $2 billion market cap, that would mean a 100x, which, based on their ground floor investments and strategic positioning into what could become extremely profitable investments or unicorns, who knows? And as always, there are risks, and you should always do your own research before investing into any company. So I encourage you to really deep dive into this undervalued and unknown company and make your own decision based on the information at hand. As for me, I don't currently own a position in Greenbank as of right now. However, I'm recording this on Sunday night, and I do plan to open up a position this week, most likely Monday morning. And this investment will be a 2 to 5 year investment, and I will be following the progress of this company, as you all should as well. So that wraps it up for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and that it gave you a good insight on a new exponential growth company that happens to be extremely undervalued at this time. So let me know what your thoughts are on Greenbank Capital below in the comments and if you plan on investing into them. And guys, if this video brought you some value, then please hit that like button for me, as it really does help the channel a lot. And if you want more content like this, then don't forget to subscribe and turn on that notification bell to be notified when any new video comes out. And of course, please feel free to join the Smart Money Squad Discord server and check out our Patreon for access to all of my stocks and plays in a timely fashion. And until next time, take care and invest smart.